What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you've been following the channel, we've been talking about a truck that, well, let's say maybe shouldn't have had some work done. We're going to talk about this 2011 F550 and what should have been done and what actually happened. All right, let's go. All right, everybody, thanks for coming back and checking us out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. We have one of my buddy's trucks. This is a 2011 F550. If you guys have recognized the name, I had put a starter on his 6-liter, which I made a video a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, showing how to take a starter out of a 6-liter. Well, he had some transmission problems, and he decided that he was going to take it to a transmission shop. This particular shop was not equipped to work on something like this, so they outsourced it. So when you bring a vehicle in for service and, you know, being a customer, you're going to want to know how much it is going to be to take this off or take this off, or, you know, what's going to be all involved in repairing the problem that I brought you. So as a repair facility, it is up to us or whoever, wherever you took it, to create an estimate that is going to reflect why you brought it in. Now, if you have an underlying condition on your truck, or you feel that the work that is going to be performed may be kind of useless because you're going to have to replace a major component. For example, why would you repair an oil leak on your engine? It is leaking oil. Why would you repair the oil leak if you had a rod knock and it was blowing smoke out the tailpipe? Well, that would seem kind of like a waste of money and counterintuitive to spend and dump all that money into. Why do everybody working the weed whips right now? When you have a powertrain assembly that really isn't worth putting that money in. Now, being at the dealer for 2 decades, one of the things that we had to do was create an estimate for the truck we were working on. If this came in for a check engine light, I would have hooked up IDS, came over here, ran all of my continuous memory DTCs or on-demand self-test, but we had a whole bunch of lights on, so we actually are going to have to do some stuff to this. But there is a protocol, there is things that we have to do in order to start that process, and one of them is creating an estimate. When I create estimates, I like to give the customer like an A, a B, or C, because I'm not gonna lie, when you wind up working on these trucks or tear them apart, it can be a can of worms. While you're in there, and you wind up having to do a lot of extra stuff to make it right. This would be the time to make it right. So if you wanna just come in and get it fixed right now, I'm gonna give you A. If you wanna do B and take care of a bunch of this stuff out, cool. C, everything that we just talked about, and hey, while I was under the truck, I noticed that your front brakes are almost metal to metal. So it's important to me to convey to the customer exactly why the vehicle came in, how much that is going to be, and something that I noticed while I had it in my possession. If it was leaking oil, like I'm not getting the micrometer out and the dial indicator and checking ball joint end play, and you know, there's a lot of things that we have done and come accustomed to over our career that we know, even when we're pulling the vehicle in, like something don't seem right. My telltale was at the dealership, there's a pad that you pulled on. So when you're lining the truck up, you know, I had my head sticking out the window and you're looking at the tire going over the pad, If the tire went over the pad and I saw the tire go up, no problem. When I pulled over the pad and I see the tire kick out, like the tire kick out and then go back as it goes over the hump of the pad, I know something was loose up in the steering. That was one of the things. Well, while I have it here for this check engine light, I'm going to look at it for whatever this looseness is, because 550, 450, a lot of weight in the back, you're towing, it's important that you're going to be driving down the road, and you know, when you guys are overloaded and you got your headlights pointing at the treetops, I mean, you got to have the steering, right? So, with the estimates, it is crucial. Imagine if you took your vehicle to a shop and they just fixed it. You're going into the repair, I might need a transmission. Well, I want to know what's going on with it first before I wind up dumping money into the trans to fix a leak or fix trans lines or to do this or that, because it would be silly to do all that labor. If I have to pull the trans lines off to get to the trans, to pull the trans out, you know, you see what I'm saying? So that is the tip of the iceberg of what happened to this truck. This was sublet out. This was sublet out from another shop, and instead of the shop calling and asking for approval, they just fixed it. Now, the customer's not too happy, for one, by a Michigan State Motor Vehicle Repair Act. That is one of the first things that we have to do is to provide a written estimate to the customer. And if you cannot do that, then you're going to be in violation and probably in hot water, one with the customer, because he's not going to be happy. That's not cool. So now I get it, and he wound up not paying. Now we, you and me, you, me, and every one of you are going to look at the repair, one, that they said they did, two, what does it look like, and is this thing going to need a trans? It was shifting kind of funky. It was holding gear, but we don't know. We don't know. We have a lot of unknowns right now. But first thing we're going to do, I guess, is inspect this thing over and see WTF, what is going on with this vehicle. I actually put a motor in probably, I'd say at least 5 or 6 years ago. It was a minute. But they said they replaced the transpan, and I'm gonna assure you that those transpan bolts probably weren't in the best of shape. So what do you think they've done? What do you think they did as we get this thing lifted up? Hypothesis, anybody? Think they wasted my man's money? Kind of sad if that's the kind of business that they're running, because that is not how you are to do business when repairing vehicles, well, in any state. So let's see. 25 cent, insert coin to play. Play. See what we got. Oh, there he is over there. Hey. Hey. What up, guy? Moving on up, moving on up. We got contact. We have contact. Okay, let's check it first. Check it, unit, check it. Let's go over here. Good, oh yeah. Good, oh yeah. Walk back around one more time. Yep, and I think the front's almost off the grizzone. Oh yeah, okay. I'll give it the customary shake. I don't hear no clunking. Everything looks good. All right, we're gonna go up and get underneath this 2011 550, and I'm kind of wondering what they did. We have 19 transmission bolts. Should have a trans pan that should have a drain plug for this year. So let's see what we got. All right, we up. We're gonna go down the locks, nimbly bimbly. Okay, everything is good. Check the description for our discount code. We have a good video coming from PPE. Well, actually, 2 videos coming from PPE. Did I just smudge this? 2 videos coming from PPE. All right, we have lumens. Let's check it. Let's check it. Oh my goodness, what in tarnations? Brand new transpan, huh? Okay. What in the fudruckers is that? So they put a stud bolt? Okay, hold on, let me back up. It doesn't have a drain plug. Maybe they deleted the drain plug, which is possible. New transpan? You go to the dealer to get a new transpan, but you don't get bolts. Do they even get a gasket? Okay, so maybe they replace the gasket, but don't replace the bolts. But it doesn't look like this is a new pan. Oh, crying out loud. They got small bolts with washers here in the back and large bolts. Oh, for cripe's sakes, this is very interesting. Let's look at the front. What the fuck are these guys doing? Yeah, that is not supposed to look like that at all. You put different bolts in. Why couldn't you just put the regular bolts in, unless you guys had to drill them suckers out? But that, oof, that's not good. Maybe that is what, maybe these bolts were fine, this one snapped, and then they had to drill the hole out maybe? Ooh, I don't know if I want to take that apart and find out. Definitely have some new trans lines, so they weren't fudging about that all the way. Let's see what it looks like all the way in the front. Huh. I don't know if that was from the engine or not. I can't remember. It could have been. It could have been moi. But I know I would have, yeah, I put the zip tie around it, and there's no zip tie around the new trans lines. I'm surprised they came out of the actual trans cooler for being a freaking plow truck. They did replace those. Huh. That's something. What do you guys think about that? If this was your situation and you were in this guy's shoes and had the situation where you brought the truck to the dealership, let's say, and they just fixed it. You came in, leaking coolant, had a check engine light, and they just straight up fixed the truck, didn't even call you. What would you guys do? It kind of, I think hurt my feelings is a little, It's not that it hurts my feelings. It makes me disappointed that we have people in this industry that hold themselves to that kind of standard, or to assume that that is okay. Was there a lack of communication in the process between the shops? I don't know. It is not a good situation, one for the shop, because that's not how the good name of your company gets spread. And it sucks for the customer because they just got stiffed. Did they not pay? Correct. Did they have work that probably shouldn't have been done in the way it looks? Yeah. You know, how do you address this? Getting mad and going in and isn't going to make the situation any better. To be professional about it, you broke some cardinal rules, Mr. Shop, and you got to own up to what you did, unfortunately. And here we are in front of this 2011 F550 that I am now going to have to try to figure out if the leaking trans fluid was the result of the weird shifting, or in fact, do we have a transmission problem? I don't know. Do we have a valve body problem? I heard it when it came in and it sounded like it was It sounded like to me it was taken off in second gear. But that's neither here nor there. I have IDS pulled up. We're gonna go for a ride and kind of figure out what we got going on, and make sure the truck's hitting all the gears. We have some wheel speed sensor signals that are missing, a reductant, level circuit low, probably needs def guts, and maybe a rear NOx sensor. Hopefully it comes out of the DPF. Let's see what it looks like. These things can get kind of scary when they get miles on them. Let's see, where's it at? I'm sure it's seen its better days, but yeah, look at what Michigan does to these things. It's just a damn shame. Just a damn shame. I come from Florida and see this, and it just disgusts me. You go down there and you can eat off and take apart everything on any cars with your play school toolkit, because you got no rust and you don't need any torches. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you are in need of any work in the southeastern Michigan area, make sure to reach out to the email in the description, powerstroke@gmail.com, shop phone number 947-900-1115, or if you wanted to get into the South shop, hit that same email, hit the same shop line, and we will get you scheduled in for the North or the South. I'll see you guys later. Remember to like, comment, sub, share, and I'll catch you guys all next time, because we the boss.